Hey guys, this is Dr. Sandy with your health tip. And what I want to be talking about today, a big question I get is about heat or ice. What should I use? When is appropriate? So here's the first thing I'm going to start this whole conversation with is you want to do things that make you comfortable. So I'll go into what applies to most people, but you want to see what works for you. Meaning if you do the ice and it's soothing, you run with it. If you're doing ice and it feels like it's aggravating the situation, you want to stop. Same thing with the heat. If the heat's relaxing you, great. If the heat's bothering you, obviously you don't want to do that. So I'm going to start with that first, see what works for you. The second thing is whether you do ice or heat, you want to have a towel. You don't want it directly on the skin. You want it wrapped in something so it's a little more gentle. And as a general guideline, you want to see what your body can tolerate. I'd say 5 to 10 minutes. You don't need to, I've talked to some people, they sleep on it all night or, they're going for hours on end. That's too much. I generally say anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, see what your body can handle. Even take a break for 15 minutes, half an hour, and try again if you want. But I'm not a fan of just leaving it on just like hours and hours on it. To me, that doesn't make sense. So when do you use each? So ice is more for extreme pain, shooting pain, intolerable pain. What you want to do is your source of ice can be a gel pack. There's a lot of different products available on the market, but gel packs, again, wrapped up, you can put it on, the place of discomfort. You're generally safe with ice because all it does is just cools down the area, brings down inflammation. Of course, as always, listen to your body, 5 to 10, 15 minutes wrapped up in a towel. Heat is more for that dull, achy sensation, that dull, achy type pain. Heat is generally advised. You can use, again, the gel packs. You can also use a hot water bottle, but again, please use your judgment on that. You can also use the bean bags if you microwave those as well. I've seen some patients talk about that as well. Definitely an option. Now, one thing I'm not a fan of is I think electrical heating pads. I just think, when you're putting constant electricity on the body, I think that would be taxing. In my opinion, we want to avoid that. We want to go natural as much as we can. And then another tip, if I can give you as well, when it comes to heat, because sometimes people have pain in the neck or shoulder, so it may be soothing, you're okay to, put it in certain areas. One thing I would say though is at the base of your skull, there are receptors here that can influence blood pressure. So we would never want to put heat up here because that can actually elevate your blood pressure. So we would want it lower. I would say kind of like where the beginning of the neck is. There's a little bump we all have. You can put a heat source here. I would be very cautious going beyond that because this can start to influence blood pressure, especially if you have high blood pressure. You want to be careful with putting any type of heat in this area. You can put it across the shoulders. That's safe. But we want to avoid the neck because it may make your blood pressure even go higher. So those would be my tips for heat and ice. The golden rule with anything, and I tell this to all my patients, whether it's heat or cold, or stretch or exercise, even if it's a new diet or whatever it is you research or you hear about, see how your body's responding. See how your body's. That is the number one golden rule. If you're doing the right thing, it should ease it. But if you're feeling discomfort, your body's probably saying, we need to do something different. So listen to your body. Really hope that helps. Another exciting story I was going to tell you, I was just reading one of our reviews, one of our patient, Amelia. She was talking about how she came. So she was having a lot of issues with her right shoulder. She's doing much better now. And what I was basically doing is I was focusing on the nerves that would feed into the shoulder. So that would be like C5, C6, C7, even brachial plexus. I was also working on the collarbone, humeral head. I'll typically do that for shoulder patients. I may even look at the shoulder blade in the back. Some I'll do by hand. We'll do some stretching as well. I like to also check patients and assess, their power, their strength, mobility. So there's numerous tests we do, but I'm so glad when you hear a patient say they're doing better, that's obviously a great feeling. So thanks, Amelia, for your feedback, and we'll be here again with more health tips. God bless.